Good morning. It's a lovely morning. I'm just off to go and meet my friends, and then I've got to change. I was actually going to get ready at the hotel, but it appears that we're not going straight to our venue, so I brought everything with me. Tesla superchargers behind us, and they're not open to us, which is really annoying because I've now got to go around to an InstaVolt charger, which is horrendously expensive, but I do need to charge. Right, here we go. This electric car thing might take off, you know. I've been to 2 InstaVolt chargers, and they're both taken. So I'm now at one in Costa, outside of King's Lynn, the other side of King's Lynn, waiting for someone to come off the charger. So there you go. The other chargers, there are other chargers around King's Lynn. Annoyingly, most of them don't work, which is a real shame. So it's just a case of waiting now for, there's a Jaguar and a Mercedes. It's just a case of waiting for one of them to come off the charger so that I can jump on. All right, that was a lot simpler. So literally, I don't know if you can see the screen. I touched the app and within milliseconds it was charging. So we're up to 30.30, so it looks like we're going to reach pretty rapidly our battery charging. We're at 43, 40, 44. Yeah, we're good, it's charging. That's absolutely brilliant. So I've just been chatting with a chap who's really new to EVs. No, sun's there. Really new to EVs, and he's just said how confusing it is when you don't know about these chargers and what does what, and how you do it, and what apps do you need. And that's true. I mean, he only ever charges his at home on his granny charger, and as he said, it takes forever to charge. So it is really confusing if you don't know. What I might do is actually do a video explaining how you use these chargers and see if it makes matters a little bit easier. But explaining the difference between, there's a Jag next to me and there's me, and just trying to explain how my one's charging a lot quicker and getting to a higher percentage above the Jag. Just explaining the battery size of the Jag is massive compared to my little 42 kilowatts. So, but how are we doing here? So we are at, so battery's at 35% now, and it was 8:19 on arrival. It's added 19 miles. I think it's been more than that, I should imagine. 44 minutes remaining to fully charged. £4.60. Oh, InstaVolt, bring your prices down for Christ's sake with everyone else. 79 pence a kilowatt is absolutely horrendous. And this isn't one of their rapid chargers. I think this is like a 120, no, it's 62 kilowatt this is. You know, this is ridiculous. But at the moment, it's the only bloody charger in King's Lynn that's working. Right, 14 quid in, 68%, 69%. As soon as we hit 70%, I'm going to stop the charge. And then we can head off, go and get something to eat, he says. So 61 miles in 19 minutes. So this is, it definitely charges quicker than the BP Pulse. There we go. Okay, stop charge. Start charge. No, it doesn't want to stop. Stop charging, yes. Marvellous stuff. Brilliant. Right, we are charging. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me glare at the light. So this is a 125 kilowatt charger. And already is putting in 38, 40, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48. Can we get 49, do you think? Nah, 48.9, that'll do. 49, there we go. So we probably need maybe 15 minutes on this charger. Good morning. An absolutely gorgeous morning it is too. It's just after 10 to 9 on a Sunday morning, and I am just about to get ready to head home to sunny Cornwall. Now I tried to get here using the A303 and sort of that way on the way here. It didn't work. Well, I used the 303, but unfortunately what happened is we ended up having to come up the sort of 504 purely because the M11 was closed. So, but I am now hopefully just trying to set up to get us home. This says that I'm going to use a fair bit of charge to get to where I need to get to. It's a BP Pulse, which is just on the outskirts of it's even that now, so it's now telling me that I need to go a different way, which is a bit annoying. Instead of going through Cambridge, it's telling me I need to go a completely different way. I'm gonna go with what it's suggesting, so just watch this space. I'll keep you updated to you where we are and what we're doing, but it looks like it's going to take me back the same way. So right, let us head off. Right, so let's give you some facts and figures. 379 miles covered so far, 93.5% battery, 177 miles in the GOM, and we've got 132 miles to do to our first charger. I have every faith that we are going to do it. He says, yeah, I've got every faith that we're going to do it. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Right, I'll be back as stuff happens. Right, so I've worked out which way it's taking me. It appears that the M11 has got a closure on it, which it had when I was coming up. So it's kind of taking me Peterborough and down the A1 by the looks of it. So we've done 12 miles, 160 miles on the GOM, 87.5% battery. We're at 93, 121 miles to do. So the thing with the fens, as you can see, it's flat. So once you're cruising, and I'm cruising at 60, once you're cruising, absolutely brilliant. You've got the momentum and you're not having to use any more power really. So the weather is gorgeous. Woolsoken and Emneth. How lovely. I used to live just around the corner from Emneth. There you go. Yeah, how absolutely lovely the weather. I've just touched base with the Mumsarb, and she said that the weather in Cornwall is grey, overcast and horrible. But looking at it on another side, this time tomorrow we should be near enough to the Southampton boat show, so I'm really covering some miles. I think by the time I get home and then to the boat show and back again, I would have probably done something like 1,000 miles in 3 days, 4 days. So yeah, it's the miles are definitely ticking by. Anyway, we'll keep podding along, and then I will update you when we either come up to a major road junction or something happens, or just when I feel like there's something to show you. So it's funny, isn't it? I can remember both these either sides of the road being really flourishing garages. It's a shame. It's a shame. I need to get some breakfast. So I need to find somewhere for a cheese and egg muffin. Yeah, other breakfast outlets are available, but fireworks for sale all year round. Right, back presently. I think I might have mentioned it before. Coming up here on the left, just to our left now, is 4 houses, Hall's Farm. And I used to live down there, right on this main road, which was great for getting to work, to be quite honest. And the other thing is Brett's Transport. Just looking at the size of their complex there to what it was when, well, it was tiny. But you often see these guys in Cornwall. So the little house we've just gone past, I think, was Brett's original owner's house. How things change. Well, I found somewhere for breakfast. Mackie D's. It's wrong on so many levels. I tell you what, there's something in this stuff, because the amount of people queuing up to buy it. That aside, we're on the outskirts of Peterborough, and now back on track. Annoyingly, I've had to turn the car off, and when you turn the car off, you always appear to drop mileage. So before I turn the car off, we had like 150 miles of range on the GOM. I turn the car off, come back out again, switch it on, and I've got 139. I've got no idea how that works. Right, let's keep going. I'll check in with you when we are way the other side of Peterborough. Okay. Morning. It's turning us on to the A1M down towards the M25. I'm just going to cruise along here at 60. Big Lidl's distribution centre to our left. That's new. Facts and figures: 72.5% battery, 126 miles in the GOM, 420 miles completed. So it's 480. the A1 for, I should imagine, a good while now, until we turn off. And I think the charge was somewhere around Reading. I might be wrong. It looks like it's in a hotel. So, right, all going good with the weather, all going good with the roads. I'm hoping to be home indoors for about 5:30. Fingers crossed. I want to do it on 2 charges if I can, even better. So this charge when we get to the M25, and then I want to pump round to the Amesbury services and get the car to 100%, and then we should have more than enough then to get us all the way home, because we made it from home to Amesbury on 100%. So, right, let's keep going. So we're coming up to a split of the A1. Looks like it's onto the M11. This has all completely changed from when I lived here. This is so foreign to me. I don't know. I mean, I can see I'm going onto the A1, but this is all so new. It's probably been here for 20 years, but I'm guessing this probably used to be a massive roundabout or something very similar, which is why I don't recognise it. So we're now onto a 50-mile-an-hour section of road, so we'll bring it down. Excuse me. We'll bring it down to 50 mile an hour, and it's now saying, so we've got 63.5% battery. We've got 111 miles on the GOM, and we've got 77 miles to go until the charger in 1 hour and 21 minutes. We've done a total of 436 miles, and the weather appears to be changing. The weather appears to be becoming a little overcast now. I don't know if you can see in front of us. It's gone from being bright and sunny behind to very grey and in front. So yes, I actually know where I am now. I think we're not far off Wibbeston. Yeah, good. Right, back on the old A1 that I remember. So yeah, 76 miles to the charger, hour and 21 minutes, and we're moving on. Back again. Right, wanted to sort of come back to you when we were down to 50% battery. We're at 50.5% battery. We have done 458 miles, so 60 miles down. We've got 90 miles left in the GOM, 54 miles to go to the charger, and 58 minutes to get there. Just looking, I've just had a look. ZapMap says that I will have 29% charge when I get to the charger. 29.19, I can't remember. No, 29% charge when I get to the charger. I think this time that might be a little bit out. Because I mean, according to that, we're going to use 31% to do 60 miles. I don't know, it could be, but I have to say ZapMap has been closer to the money in relation to battery usage than what a better route planner has. And a better route planner has got a live feed, which I find very complicated. But anyway, we're at 50% battery now, and we have done 460 miles in About 2.4 miles, we're going to go onto the M1 south, and that I should imagine will take us all the way down to the M25. We'll turn onto the M25 and then we shall come off and charge. We'll come back to you as we go onto the M1. So we're just coming up to the half a mile Amtil. There used to be a company called LW Vass, I think, with that way, and I used to do a lot of ex-fire service equipment. I previously had a 6-wheel Range Rover fire engine that I restored and used. I still actually got it, but I've not seen it in years because a friend of mine looks after it for me. But I used to get all of the stuff to make it look, you know, like it was an operational fire engine, because it is an operational fire engine. Used to get it from there. They were pretty good. They were able to get those things. So anyway, we're just turning off now onto the M1 southbound Amtil. That just reminds me of the Amtil mob, you know, Dastardly and Muttley, Wacky Racers. That's the one. That's the one. Woburn Safari Park. Wow, I've not been there in years, and I would never ever go around the monkey thing because they just rip parts of your car off. So we're going straight over here. When you don't know where you are, that poor lorry, just by losing his road speed there, and watching people going in the wrong lanes. That's it. So we've come off the 421 now. Skoda Enyaq behind me. I do like the Enyaq. I did test drive an Enyaq before I purchased this, but I think because I've had a couple of these, I'm smitten. I am smitten. So, and that's the 80. So right. We're on this for 24 miles before we go on to the M25. We'll come back to you then. So we're still plodding along on the M1. We've got 6.1 miles to go until we turn on to the M6 miles to go on to the M25. 37% battery, 65 miles in the gone. We've done 480 miles in total, and we're 31 miles from the charger. Now, a while ago I turned around and said that I thought the Zap map was going to be off with its figures, and it probably wouldn't have been. And the reason for that is when I ported the journey over via Zap map to use Google Maps to get me there, Google Maps told me that there was delays on the M11, road closures, subsequently rerouted me. This took the initial journey that Zap map had calculated at 109 miles to 132. So taking that into account, Zap map would probably have been right. So we've done additional miles, so we're obviously not going to have the 29% battery. It's going to be probably a fair bit less than that. I should imagine somewhere around 14-15% battery. But there was I saying that Zap map might be getting it wrong, when in actual fact Zap map was probably getting it right. And looking at a better route planner, because I fiddled around and put that in, it said we were going to arrive with 3% battery. So like a better route planner because it is really good at how it does it, but it gets you to charge a lot more than you really need to, and tells you you're going to have a lot less battery, even though it's not communicating with the car like it should. Right, let's go out into this lane because it goes onto the M25. I did this back there and then all lanes went to the same place. So we're 4.1 miles from the M25 now, so 4 minutes. Right, we'll come back to you on the M25. Right, a mile to go until the M25. Oh, so you've got the low emission zone and the ultra low emission zone after services. So this is Sadiq Khan's. I can't believe the rebellion. It's about time as British people we sort of stood up and said enough's enough. But I can't believe the rebellion that is going on about the low emission zones. Obviously, for us mortals with electric cars, not so much of an issue. But there is a rebellion, and there is a woman on the phone actually openly texting with her hand looking down. Oh, wow, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. No wonder she's got a massive dent in the side of her car. Sorry, once a police officer, always a police officer. Just catching things like that annoys me. Right, we're on the M25. We're on the M25. We've got 34% battery left. It says we've got 63 miles in the GOM. We've got 25 miles to do to the charger, 29 minutes to get there. We've done a total of 488 miles. So that is 100 miles, no, 110 miles down, because it was 107 miles down, because we were 179, weren't we? So this is it. On to the M25, Britain's biggest car park. Having said that, it appears to be running. How long for? So this is going to take me off at junction 13 onto the A30, which is where the charger is. Somewhere around that area in a car park, a hotel car park. I think we'll come back to you when we get close to the charger, purely because the camera battery is low and I will need to change it. I thought I'd come back to you briefly just to say that we're now at 30% with 57 miles left on the GOM and 17 miles to go to the actual charger. Just backing up what I said earlier about SatMap being more on the money than a better route planner, because taking that all into account, we probably would have had, with the mileage we've got left to do, we probably would have had 29% battery when we arrived. So SatMap is definitely better at working out how much you're going to have left than what a better route planner is. So right, 56 miles left in the battery, 29.5%, 494 miles done in total, 17 miles to the charger in 21 minutes. Obviously the traffic is slowing down on the good old M25. Right, we're just about to come off of the M25 onto the A30 for the charger. So the charger's 2.3 miles away. We've done 113 miles. It's 509 on the Egham. What a lovely name. So we're 1.5 miles from the charger. Very long-winded lights. This is London, however, so it's just told me there's traffic congestion. That's a very sporty little looking car. We obviously need this lane, so we're going to come over here into this lane. Bagshot and Egham. What absolutely divine names. Names I've heard a million times before, but kind of funny. So we're going to have to come off and charge. I'm looking at this. Where we need to be is just over to the right. So looks like we're going to go round back under on ourselves. I'll see if I can avoid doing my normal trick, which because it looks like it's on the right, assuming we've got a turn right. So I'm probably in the wrong lane, which wouldn't surprise me. Egham. This is very confusing for me. So it looks like we're going to go over this roundabout and then kind of come back on ourselves. Looks like it's a right turn back on ourselves. Thorpe Park, haven't been there in donkey's years. Legoland and Windsor. So we're turning right, by the looks of it, into, looks like a very plush hotel. Nice little thing. Site of the Magna Carta. That's Runnymede on Thames Hotel and Spa. Okay. Excellent. Marvellous. Well, it's let us in. The assumption is we need to get out. Electric vehicle charging point to the right. To be on it, so let's get plugged in and charging. Right, I didn't record it when I arrived because there was a gentleman here in a panic. He couldn't get it to unlock. So at 34%, we've put 4 kilowatt in. Nearly 5 kilowatt already in 6 minutes. We need to top this quite a way up now, purely because the next charger is I think 136 miles away. So we need to be up around the 90%. Anyway, we are charging quite happily. Okay, right, so I've just been round to the reception. Normally you have to register your car here to get the barrier to raise as you go out, but there is a PGA Golf Championship thing going on, sponsored by BMW. Hence the reason there is electric BMWs everywhere, and I'm amazed that I actually managed to get onto the charger. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 electric BMWs. Is it the i5, iX, I whatever? 6, 10 electric BMWs. So normally you have to register your car, but today, because of this golfing championship, you can just drive straight in, and then you don't have to register. So right, just walking back round to the car. We were at 31%, I think, 35%, I've forgotten. You'll remember, just skip back a bit. But as I say, we need to be pretty well charged because we've got a bit of a distance to go for the next charger. Right. Oh, let's just turn off. That's us all topped up. Right, we've had a rethink with the Zap map, and it's now we've got a fair bit more charge. It's suggested a much better route. So we've got 195 miles in the GOM. We've got 97.5%. We've got 511 miles done so far, 138 miles to the next charger, which it says is going to take 2 hours and 48 minutes. That is at Honiton. Here we go. So, according to the nice man, you do not need to register your car on a normal day. On a normal day you need to register your car. Today the barrier will just lift. So let's see how true that is. Let's quickly wash the windscreens. So we're going back to the motorway, back out on the motorway. Short distance down to the A303. Unless this can find another way out. Going out to the A30, which amuses me. There we go. Excellent. Right, 138 miles, 2 hours, 47 minutes. We should be there, but just after 3:30. Then we need literally a very quick, perhaps 20-minute charge to get us home, and we are all good. So we'll need A30 towards Staines and the M25, and we are going back onto the M25 and then taking the A303 eventually. Right, back presently. Oh, we're going over the river. We're over the River Thames. Right, back in a moment. Right, coming up to the M3 junction. Two-thirds of a mile. And I believe we need the right-hand lane. We're in a 60 limit. Messing about, we've managed to do the best part of just getting on and back on again, so off round back on again, washer fluid level is low, which is really weird because I topped it up the other day. Perhaps I've been using it a lot. Looks like this little bit of congestion is just around this junction. So stopping. Yeah, it appears it's people in the wrong lane. So what I have planned for is that it's telling me that one of the actual chargers is, there's one of their ultra fast chargers, but it's saying one of them is actually not working. There's two CCS chargers there, one of them's not working, so no, my luck. What I have done is allow for the fact that just around the corner from it is an InstaVolt charger, so if when we get there is a queue, we'll just pop round to the InstaVolt charger, put it on charge there. I literally I can't remember what it says I'm going to arrive with, but from Honiton to, so basically from just the outskirts of Exeter to home, I'll probably need about 40% charge to get me home. I'm not overly fussed because being a Sunday, when I do get home, I've still got cheap charging, or cheaper charging. So we'll charge when we get home. Right, we're on the M3. This is the bit to take us back southwest. I'll be back when something of interest happens. What about this for a change in the weather? Literally 16 miles away from where we've just charged, and it's throwing it down with rain. Absolutely throwing it down with rain. They did say it might rain that day. The British Broadcasting Corporation said it might rain, and I think they're right. 90% battery, so we've used 7% in 16 miles. Not too bad. 175 miles on the GOM, 123 miles to do, 526 and 21 miles till the A303. Excellent stuff. Crack on. Right, the weather is still absolutely horrendous, but we're just coming off now onto the A303. We use 30% battery now. Covered 50. Oh, brain's gone. Brain's gone. It was 139 miles. We covered about 37 miles. The weather really doesn't help. Obviously, not shipping good. The consumption out of the window. So 140 miles on the GOM, 102 to the charger. 2 hours 8 minutes, 76.5% battery, 548 miles covered so far on this journey. People are speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, so keeping a nice and steady pace. Security flag in these vehicle. Right, that's us on the A303. see if we can see Stonehenge this time. Oh, we're just coming into the single carriageway stretch from Amesbury up towards Stonehenge, and just in the distance there off to our right is Stonehenge. I must admit, I would not want to be walking around it in this weather. It is absolutely horrible. So we're taking a battering with the mileage at the moment. We've got 72 miles to do, and where we had initially 45 miles of play, we've now got 15. So because of the weather, we've lost sort of 30 miles in what we can do. So there's 86 miles showing in the GOM, 56.5% battery. We've done 578 miles so far. We've got 72 miles to do to the charger, and it says we'll be there in an hour and a half. So just off up to our right there is Stonehenge, new MG trophy. Just gone past us there. Yeah, so there was, go back 10-15 years, there was a road off to the right here. You can just sort of make out where the road used to be, and English Heritage, I think it is, English Heritage or National Trust, or both, I think, they paid millions to have that road closed, and a bypass put in the other end to protect the stones, because one of the stones, and if I can find a picture of it I'll put it up, literally used to hang into the road. So that has all now been protected. I know there's a lot of people that argue that you shouldn't have to pay to see things which are of, you know, heritage to the UK. And yeah, you're probably right. I mean, you can walk along the outside edge where that road used to be, and you can get very close to stones. You can see them. You can no longer go and touch them or scribe your name into them like people used to. But anyway, we're on the A303. Slow moving traffic always is past Stonehenge, always slow moving traffic with people that haven't seen it looking over to see it. So yeah, 72 miles to do to the charger, 85 miles showing on the GOM, 57% charge. We've used 40%, so this could be another tight one. Just wanted to show you this. Just look at the traffic that is going past on the other carriageway. I mean, we're probably just as bad this way. It's all a go slow for people wanting to have a quick look at Stonehenge as they go past. It's, at least when I came through here the other night, admittedly I was a bit twitchy because of how much battery I didn't have, but it was flowing. And this is a Sunday. This is like 2 o'clock on a Sunday, and the traffic is crawling. Right, through Winterbourne Stoke next, up a couple of big hills and down a couple of even bigger ones. Well, this traffic is slow for several miles. We've been off the roundabout now for probably 4 miles. Oh, blink. Yeah, we've gone off the roundabout for about 4 miles now, and we are still nose to tail traffic. I should imagine it's because this is where it is a single carriageway. I think now we have dual carriageway and for the next 30-ish miles. Either that lorry has pulled across to stop people going down it, which is really annoying because it's a feeder lane. You're meant to feed in. Right, we're rolling. Let's hope it stays this way. We are down to 50% battery, so we've used 47% battery. Covered about 76-ish miles. No, that's wrong. 66-ish miles. 75 miles showing on the GOM, and 61 miles to do to the charger. So kilowatt hours have gone down to 4.4. They were 4.6. We were doing really well, but the weather takes. I just can't believe how much it takes a toll on the battery. We are still cruising. I think we should reach there with enough left in here. I think we'll have another battery warning. I think we'll have another 15-mile warning. But I do believe we will reach there with enough battery and we should be able to charge. Right, we're in a 50-mile-an-hour average speed camera zone now because of the roadworks. So on the way down, you might recall that it was dark, and I said that there used to be a Shell garage and the Matea. Oh look, police car. The Matea diner we've just gone past. So we're definitely getting closer and closer to home. So what's the scores on the doors? Well, we've got 54 miles in the GOM, we've got 33.5% battery, we've done 614 miles in total. I've completely forgotten what it was when we left. We've got 35 miles to do. If memory serves me right, it was 139 miles to the actual charger. So off over to our left is RNAS Yeovilton, the Royal Naval Air Station. So 35 miles to do it. So it's going to take us 46 minutes. That's probably right because of how much we'll be speeding up and slowing down. We're in a 50-mile-an-hour limit now with average speed cameras. Right, we're down to 25% battery, 37 miles in the GOM, 22 miles to the charger, and 627 miles covered so far. Honestly, the GOM has been going from like 10 miles difference back to 30 to 15 to 25 to 20 back to 10. We're at about 15 miles difference now. But anyway, we are still going, which is good. So 22 miles to the charger. We've got a little bit of uphill and a little bit of downhill, I think, if memory serves correct. Which should help. And I shall come back to you when we're just on the outskirts of the charger. So if it had been getting really tight, this was my plan to stop here at the Brightside, the new Brightside diner, but not go in there because it's too expensive, but to actually plug into this InstaVolt, or two InstaVolt chargers there, both in use. Yay! This is where I'll find out the charger that I want is in use. Yay! But yeah, but we've still got 18 miles on the GOM, 14% battery, 7.7 miles to go. We've done 641 miles in total. It's 12 minutes to the charger. To be quite honest, for the first time ever, I've not really been looking down at the battery state and going, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think we're going to get there. I hope we're going to get there. So, right, see you in 7.3 miles. Well, look at this traffic on the A30. The Honiton, where it goes into the single carriageway. It's busy. So 17 miles, but we're going to come in here because we're actually going to take this turn off. So 1 mile to the charger, 2 minutes to get there. 19 miles on the GOM. %, battery. I think it was 11% when we got to the services at Amesbury. I actually think this way I've done a lot better. I actually think I've done a lot better coming this way. Consumption wise. I'm assuming this is in the garage, just as you come off here. I thought this garage was a shell, an Esso garage, obviously not. So it's showing it in here. There we go. And by the looks of it, it's out of action. Yes, it is. Deep joy. Okay. Not what I was hoping for. Let's do a quick. What we go over here. Is this working? Possibly. I've got no idea. It's Genie Point by the looks of it. Let's just come back and see if this is a Genie Point and it works. It'd be absolutely fantastic if it does. Let's see what it says. See if it works. So, as you saw, that the other charger was out of action, the BP Pulse, which is the one that I wanted because of the subscription. But luckily enough, there's a Genie Point here as well, which means I haven't got to mess around. So we're charging, we're putting in 27, 30, 31. It's climbing, it is ramping up. I don't know if you can hear it ramping up. Oh, how hard is this going to go up to? Oh no, it got to 44. Yeah. Can we make 45? Anyway, I need to put into about 60%, which will give me more than enough to get home with. Right, that's another charge done. Genie Point, it's cost me 20 quid, where it would have cost me half of that at the BP Pulse charger had it been working. So there you go. Right, I've got 148 miles on the gone. I have 80% charge. I have 69 miles to do. Apparently there is a charger in the Audi, whichever you want to call it. Apparently there's a charger there. Yeah, so 69 miles to do. I can't see the charger. And it says we're going to be an hour and 10 minutes. I told Lisa, oh, it's Lidl's, it's a charger. I told Lisa I'd walk through the door at 5:30, and it looks to be the case. So let's get ourselves back up to 60 mile an hour and get home. Not sure how much charge we're going to arrive with. So we've done 650 miles in total. It's 58 miles to Plymouth. So be back when we get to Exeter. So another update, and I've got to admit, I have from the time I left Honiton with 80% battery and it telling me I had 138 miles of range available. I've gone into sport mode, and I have been sitting at 70 mile an hour since. Wow. If you was to drive this thing in sport mode the whole time, if you got 80 miles out of it, I would be really, really, well, I think you might just do it. So I'm down to 50 miles now with 40% charge, so I've used half of the charge that I had, and I've covered 49 miles, but you can actually just see the battery, just see the range dropping off. Now, you know, people are going to say you've driven at 60 mile an hour the whole way from Norfolk. Why, in the name of all that's holy, this very last bit, are you absolutely going, you know, at the limit? Well, in honesty, I want to be back for 5:30. It's possible without breaking the speed limit, and it's possible for me to get back and still have ample charge in the battery to then be able to go out for the evening. I didn't really want Lisa cooking, bless her. She said that she would come home and cook because she's been out as well. She's been out seeing friends. I think she went out last night. But I didn't want her coming home and cooking. So I want to get back, unload the car, and then off out to go and have something to eat. So, state of play, 37% in the battery now. 46 miles on the gone. 701.2 miles covered, with 17 miles left to go. We're just coming up to the Plymouth sign. So we're just coming up to the Ocean City, which is Plymouth. So there you go. And you can see the Berkeley Tower, I think, a monstrosity in front of us, which was student accommodation, but there's so much student accommodation in Plymouth. Right, we'll be back to you as we go down towards the bridge like we normally do. Right, we're on the approach now to the drop down to the Tamar Bridge. approaching Cornwall and the sun has come out. How absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, we're cruising along at 70 mile an hour. 38 miles left on the gasometer. 30% charge left. 9.8 miles to do. And how many lanes do we have open? Looks like we have 2 lanes open. Excellent stuff. 2 lanes open as we go across the bridge is always good. For anyone that's coming down to Cornwall, not that I should ever encourage you to speed, but it does say average speed cameras. The average speed cameras have only traditionally, is that the word, or have only been in the actual tunnel section. However, they are closing the certain parts of the bridge. You can actually see, I think, that they are going to start putting average speed cameras over the whole length of the bridge. I think that is just basically to slow everyone down, because people know that it's the cameras in the tunnel at work, so they speed all the way across until they get to the tunnel, and then they slow down. So yeah, so that's, just be aware of that. As I say, not that I'd openly encourage anyone to speed, but I don't want anyone to get a ticket if it can be avoided, which it can be. We should all be driving at the speed limit anyway. There's also a lot of villages in Cornwall that are now 20 mile an hour. Don't get caught out. They're putting in average speed cameras there as well. So we are now back in Cornwall, which is absolutely lovely. It's a home thing. We are home. So you see the yellow cameras up there, they are average speed cameras, so they do work in a tunnel. So beware. Right. I'm going to get us out of here. Carkill roundabout and home. Right, here we go. Let's get us back up to 70 mile an hour. We're at 70 mile an hour now. So I do love it. 30 to 70 in about 3 seconds. Gotta love an electric car. Instant torque. Right, back as we get very close to home. Right, where are we? We are 716 miles into the journey. We've got 26% left on the battery state, 36 miles on the GOM, 2.7 miles until I pull up at the house. So just short of 720 miles in 2 days, with a total of 2 charges there, a charge actually there, 1 charge actually there because I couldn't get on any of the other chargers, and 2 charges on the way back, so 5 in total to do 720 miles. I probably would have had a lot more left battery wise now had I not been in sport mode. I probably would have had closer to 40% left if I hadn't been coming back at 70 mile an hour. So I hope you've found and enjoyed our road trip, going back to Cambridgeshire and Norfolk, but this time using the A303. Yes, we did have to divert on the way there, but that was due to road closures, namely the M25. So yeah, there was a slight delay, but we didn't go the other way, which is via Birmingham, that way. We've sort of gone up, straight up across country. it's probably as much of a muchness, and it's probably cost about the same, considering road speeds and everything else. Again, a very comfortable journey. It goes to prove that you can do very long distances in an EV that hasn't got the biggest battery. Remember, the 42 kilowatt battery, usable 39, averaging between about 150 if you really push it, travelling between 56 and 60 mile an hour, which is a comfortable speed. It's still taken me exactly the same amount of time as it would have done having brakes had I been in a fossil fuel car. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, give us a thumbs up, comment, and please subscribe and ring the little bell for notifications. I'll put the facts and figures up of the journey at the end for both legs of the journey, and as I say, we'll be back in the next one. Our next trip is to Southampton. We'll be going to Southampton to go to the boat show, and that will be a week away from when this one is, but for me it's tomorrow. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. See you again soon. Bye for now.